A senior Iranian government official delivered a strong and uncompromising statement on February 9th, issued amid escalating tensions and growing friction with the United States. The official declared that US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu could ignite a third world war if the international community fails to intervene and stop them. The Iranian representative further drew a provocative historical comparison, likening Trump and Netanyahu to infamous figures such as Adolf Hitler and Genghis Khan to underscore the perceived severity of their actions. Mohsen Rezaei said, quote, "Trump and Netanyahu have done things that Hitler didn't do, Genghis Khan didn't do. And there's so much shame in it that with these recent statements that have been published from that island, everyone is going to these holes so that they can't be seen, their photos can't be published, and nothing can be said about them. This great crime, from burying alive, from ripping newborn babies to pieces from the very horrible moral actions they did, the ugliness they did, this is a trend that has started. The 21st century began with this incident. We live in a situation where we are facing a global event far removed from the face of the great devil today. So it's not just the Palestinian issue or the Iranian issue. Keep in mind that Iran has defended Lebanon, Syria, and Palestine, and now the Americans have come and fought Iran. They have entered the war. It's not this. The issue is much broader than this. If the world doesn't stop Trump and Netanyahu, they will start a world war. Look now, this process started in America, both North America, Canada, South America, Venezuela, and East America. Middle East, every place is in the fire of conflict, and Iran is running away from war." Unquote. In a separate remark, another high-ranking Iranian official warned that any potential US military strike on Iran would provoke a forceful and immediate retaliation. Mohammad-Javad Larijani stated that Iran's military response would result in significant American casualties if Washington proceeds with aggressive actions. Larijani further cautioned that Iran would target the fundamental sources of US influence and interests throughout the Middle East region in any major confrontation. Mohammad-Javad Larijani said, quote, "In response to a potential act of aggression, we are not looking to respond tit for tat. Our posture would move from defensive to offensive striking points where we believe we must hit the roots of that force's presence in the region. They should prepare many coffins for the bodies of their slain troops who will arrive in Washington." Unquote. Additionally, a third senior Iranian official revealed that Washington had recently renewed its threats of launching military strikes against Iran. The official said that the United States continues to exert diplomatic and economic pressure on Tehran, demanding that Iran accept certain conditions before any new talks begin. According to Aziz Ghazanfari, the US government presented Iran with 4 key demands that extend far beyond the scope of the existing nuclear negotiations. Ghazanfari added that Washington insisted any future diplomatic framework must include firm commitments from Iran to limit its ballistic missile development program. The US also called on Iran to scale back its support for regional armed groups and to significantly reduce levels of uranium enrichment, the official explained. Ghazanfari characterized the overall US stance as a form of psychological warfare, aimed primarily at coercing Tehran into concessions through pressure and intimidation. These developments came shortly after US and Iranian officials held indirect diplomatic talks in Oman on February 6, seeking to de-escalate tensions. Officials familiar with the discussions indicated that the negotiations may continue later this week, though no official timeframe has yet been determined. Meanwhile, the United States has visibly increased its military presence and readiness posture across the broader Middle East amid rising concerns. As part of this move, the US Navy deployed the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln along with a full complement of naval support vessels and assets to regional waters.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.